When is the best time to do story time? Breakfast time. I get to talk to you as much as I want, as much as you want to watch me and listen to me. I will talk to you.
Hello from the other side.
Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. It is a wonderful day here in Houston. The sun is shining. It is no longer gloomy. Yes, my day is so full today. I have a treat. I'm here at Dream Tree this morning. I picked me up a couple of snacks. I was rushing again this morning, and the main thing that was on my mind was to fix me some breakfast. I was looking forward to an egg white McMuffin, kale and some veggie sausage, but that didn't happen for me this morning. When I got into the car and drove off, I said, oh my God, I don't have my breakfast. What do you mean you don't have your breakfast? You didn't even make it. Oh my God. Yeah, I forgot to cook me breakfast. Just didn't want McDonald's this morning. I picked me up a cup, which is so cute. They had it on sale for $1. Pick me up these chips. I don't need nothing burning my mouth. I talked to the people at the register, and they said that it's not hot. They said it's really, really good. I'm going to be out all day until the night. But look at the bag, you guys. Isn't it so cool? This is a guy riding a bike carriage. To me, it looks like she's meditating or praying. Look at that. That is so nice. And then this one looks like a man. He keeps blowing into a flute. Someone's on the elephant. Bag is so absolutely pretty. I paid $2.99 for these chips. So I'm going to try them this morning, you guys, and I hope that I love them. Cold Fresh family brings you their jalapeno flavored potato chip snacks, which are mildly spicy and made from the finest quality ingredients. What else I got in this bag? It's a cashew sultana and pumpkin seeds bar. Gluten-free, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives. It says over 50% natural dried fruit seeds and nuts. Wow, I can't wait to open that. Sweet chili caramel peanuts. Made by the same company, which is Cold Fresh. This company got me excited. Yummy, yummy, yummy. The Cold Fresh family brings you their sweet chili caramel peanuts, which are delicious and made from the finest quality of ingredients. Another language up here, right? What that says at all. I'm seriously thinking about speaking another language or trying to learn some of it. But that's why I want friends from all over the world so that I could just pick up some of the language. Hydrogen water, premium alkaline hydrogen water. And with this water, I'm going to use this to rinse off my cup. What's so great about this water, you guys, is that no germs can live in this water, cannot survive in this water. Even doctors wash their hands in the hydrogen water, and it kills any bacteria or germs. Nothing bad can live in this water. Hydrogen water is equivalent to 1,200 apples. So imagine eating an apple a day. Oh my goodness. Healthy, right? Now imagine eating 1,200. Amazing. With the hydrogen water, I literally am not feeling no arthritis pain in my body. It does so well for my skin, period. My skin is beautiful. I feel better inside. My digestive system is on point. I'm able to really sleep at night, and I don't feel no arthritis pain in my fingers, and I feel sometimes I have arthritis in my neck and my shoulder. I need a total shoulder replacement, so I feel so much pain. I've been on a premium alkaline hydrogen water. I literally don't feel no pain. I felt pain in my feet almost my whole adult life because I stood on my feet for many years, especially as a florist. I stood on my feet from 6 o'clock in the morning sometimes to 1 o'clock in the morning, like holidays, when my feet really hurt me. It's so weird not to have no pain in my bones since I've been drinking this water. I am so hungry, you guys. But yeah, I am inspired to tell my story today because I got a comment from one of my spirits of lights last night, which is today is January 5th, 2016. Yay, we in the new, yay, 2016, what? Okay, oh my goodness, I'm not even supposed to be alive this year. I am feeling wonderful. I'm still alive. I got so much to be grateful for. I was inspired by one of the spirits of light who mentioned that they lived in Norfolk, Virginia, and we probably lived there around the same time and didn't even run across each other. But isn't it amazing? It seems like we're a million miles apart, but then the internet just brings us so close together, and now we're connected. And you'll see in a comment, he says that he lives in Ohio now. So I hope that you love Ohio. In one of my stories, you'll find out why I was in Ohio. It has pumpkin seeds. It looks like rice, like a rice cake. It has dates in it. It has cashews in it. Oh my God, this is delicious. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot I gotta speak softly. I get too excited, you guys. Stop getting excited. Speak softly, please. This is so good. This is delicious. It was $1. Felt like it should have been more. Delicious. I know that I'm eating fast this morning, you guys. It's not that I'm rushing. I'm just so hungry. Okay, you guys. So, in 1994, I resided in New Jersey. I had 2 daughters. One was 7, and one was 8 months old. I was madly in love. I found out he was seeing other people. My heart was crushed. So I decided to move to Virginia because I had a cousin that lived in Virginia. Someone's mowing the lawn. And she also had 2 daughters that were the same age of my children. And my birthday is one day after her birthday in the same month in the same year. She looked more like my sisters than my actual sister. She's my cousin. She said, why don't you move to Virginia and get a new start? And I said, well, okay, I think I'll do that, because I felt like I did not want to run across him and see him with someone else. I wasn't ready to face his family. I was so embarrassed with my friends. I had a whole lot of friends, and and my relationship I thought it was perfect. I loved my relationship. I love being in love. Oh my goodness. And I just never even pictured ever being heartbroken by this man. So I began to give my 2 weeks notice for my job. I was a head bank teller in North New Jersey, and I gave them 2 weeks notice. Apartment, I gave it up. I talked to my landlord, and she let me out of my lease. So sold my car. I needed money, as much money as possible, since I was going to make a complete transition from New Jersey to Virginia. I truly wish he would go away. So I need to have enough finances to start over. My cousin told me she was in a financial rut. She was behind in the rent. She barely had food for the children. She just got separated from her husband. And she said, it's going to be great. It's going to be me and you and our children. We can raise our children together. I was so excited. I sold everything. I gave everything that my sister, I told all my sisters, I got 4 sisters. Actually, I got 5 sisters. I called my sisters and told them, come to my house. Whatever you can use, whatever you need, take it. And although they were sad that I was leaving, they were happy to be getting my furniture, my microwave, my coffee pot, everything. I even let them have my clothes. I didn't want anything but what I need was a small bag, my children's clothes, and money. And that's it. I got on a bus to Virginia. Came to Norfolk, Virginia. Well, and the part of Norfolk, Virginia I was in was called Ocean View. To me, I'm from North New Jersey, the projects, the hood. When I saw Ocean View, I fell in love with Virginia instantly. I was constantly on the beach. I was all up and down Shore Drive, all in Virginia Beach. I went to every beach I could find in Virginia. I love Virginia. Well, thank God my cousin had a car, because I didn't have a car. And in my opinion, you need a car in Virginia. So, immediately when I got to Virginia, I found me a job at the soul food restaurant. And their main dish was catfish, fried chicken. I said, wow, I'm going to learn how to cook soul food. I was so excited. You know where they put me? In the kitchen, busting dishes. I bust dishes every day. They had me cleaning chicken feet. Now, I was trying to get a job as a bank teller. I put in applications all over Norfolk. And no one called me yet. So finally, someone called me and offered me a job as a bank teller. So I was so excited. Told me I had an interview after I do the drug screening and everything. Wow. Smells so good. Smell absolutely delicious. So, oh my goodness. It reminds me of a potato chip, a cheese puff, and maybe a corn chip mixed together. It's so freaking delicious. I'm hooked. I might end up eating the whole bag. Pray for me, guys. I cannot eat the whole bag. I went to work one day, and I came home, and my cousin said, we need to talk about your half of what you're going to pay. I said, okay. She said, I said, oh, I have no problem with that. I get paid tomorrow. She said, okay. So I get home from work the next day, pays her half, and she says, that's not enough. I said, why not? She says, I'm 3 months behind in rent. The water's due. The lights are going to be turned off. I have to take my B-complex. The lawnmower is driving me crazy. I have a long day, and I don't want my anxiety to start. The hydrogen water is going to hit my system like that. So yeah, you guys, I was thinking, what do you mean? Why didn't you tell me this when I was in New Jersey? Because I would not be in Virginia. I don't know anyone in Virginia but her. She said, well, I thought you had a good job when you was in New Jersey. I said, yeah, I worked as a head bank teller. And I sold everything I had to make sure I have money when I get down here. And you told me that all you wanted from me was half the rent. And she said, yeah. I said, well, I have half the rent, but now you're telling me that basically we're going to be put on the streets. She said, well, I don't know what to do. I said, well, okay. I'll pay the rent, the 3 months rent. I'll buy some food to last us for at least 2 months. And I'll pay the water bill and the light bill, get us current. And then I'll pay half the rent from there. She was so happy. I was so happy that she was happy. I was more happy that people were going to be put on the street. And I was so grateful that I had the money to be able to do it. So I goes to work. I'm real excited. I'm so happy that everything is good. And see, she went to work at night and I watched her children. I went to work during the day and she watched my children. Because even though I got called for the interview for the bank, I had to wait until everything is, I guess, for my second interview before I even know if I got the job or not. I come home. I get home, she says, I found your bank book. I see how much money you got in the bank. It wasn't even much. After I spent everything, I only had like $2,000 left. Which was scary because I had no car. I had nothing but my 2 children. And now this job. I feel like you should split half of it with me. I said, no, I can't do that. He said, why not? I said, no, I'm just not comfortable with that. No, I feel like I did enough. Altogether, I already spent $4,000. Plus, I'm still going to be paying half the rent and keeping things current with you. The next morning, she was slamming doors, turning off the TV while I'm watching it. She was just being real mean. She would fix something to eat and wouldn't fix my children nothing to eat. And started making me feel sad. I had on my mind all day. I said, well, I'm going to sit down and apologize to her and tell her that if she wants half the money, I'll give it to her. But I don't like how she's treating me. And I don't want to feel that type of energy living in someone else's house. I was actually really hurt because we grew up together. And I thought she loved me like I loved her. I didn't feel love anymore. She picked me up from work and she had my children in the car. Instead of leaving them at home where another young lady would come to the house and watch the children, because we didn't have enough car seats because we had small children. They should not be in like regular seat belts. They should have been in car seats. And I saw my 2 children, but I didn't see hers. And I was so happy to see them. Oh, my baby girl, my little baby, the one that's 22 now, she's like, mommy, 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 mommy. And my oldest daughter's like, Mom, how was work? How was work, Mom? And he was just so happy to see me. And I get in the car. And she's not saying anything to me. Are you okay? She started driving. Looking up in the air, her lips stuck up. I said, well, I want to talk to you about our situation. She says, I don't want to talk right now. I said, okay. So we was going this new route home. That I didn't recognize. And Norfolk is huge. Huge. Ocean View, so far away from downtown Norfolk. I know you can't walk it. You have to have a car, a bus. Probably have to take like 5 buses. So, I pulled in front of a gas station. And I thought that she was getting gas. But she pulled in front of the air pump. And she goes to the trunk of the car. And guys, hold on for this. Pulling clothes out the car. Throwing them to the ground. Spread it, just. And I realized they were my clothes. And my baby clothes. I seen their shoes, everything hit the ground. My bag, whatever I came with. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? With my 7-year-old, I said, get out. Get out of my car. And she opened up the door with my baby girl in it. And she lifted her up and put her in my arms. What's going on? What's going on? And she says, you live in my house. You don't want to give me no money? You think you're going to come down here and start over, get yourself a job, and save money on me, living in my house? I said, wait a minute. Wait. I only been here 3 weeks. I only been here 3 weeks. Please don't do this to me. She said, figure it out. You got money, figure it out. I was in complete shock. I've been so independent for so long. I'll tell you guys that story another time. I had no idea what it felt like to be put out somebody's car with no home, no car, no access to my money. She brought all my things except for my information, all of my children's birth certificates and social security cards and my bank state, everything. No numbers, no nothing. I had nothing on me but my ID. And I'm gonna tell you, it was like 5 o'clock p.m. at a gas station. I immediately got chills. I immediately got scared. She was getting in the car and I just started screaming and crying. Like, I don't think I ever cried like that before. No, and I was please like, don't leave me. Please don't do this to me. Please. Take my children. Take my children. Okay, I won't come back. Take my children. Don't leave them out here with me. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. Don't do this to me. So, she pulled off real fast. So, I was out there for a long, long time. I didn't even have no change, no quarters. So, I went to the phone booth and I started calling her house collect. Her husband. I sat to him, help me. The wife just left me. Please, when she get to the house, please tell her I'll be right here. I'm sorry. To come get me, please. It got dark. Well, both my children started crying by the time it got dark. My daughter was saying she was hungry. I had no money on me, nothing. My baby, I still was breastfeeding her. So I just breastfed her while I was out there. And it got so dark that I actually saw like a street light was going out. And I saw someone pull up to the gas station. And the gas station was, they were starting to close. That's how late it was. I was out there with all my clothes on the ground, no bag or nothing, in this one little corner, waiting for her to come back. And I was standing up there rocking my daughter like this, just walking back and forth. All of a sudden, this man in this old blue truck pulled away from the gas station and he came up to me. He said to me, "Hey, you all right?" I said, "No, not really." He said, "Is that all your clothes?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I've been up here twice and I seen you out here. I think I was out here like hours ago and you're still here." I said, "Yeah, I am." He said, "Do you need a ride somewhere?" And I said, "Yeah."
Where do you need to
I
go?
do. Let me tell you what's so crazy. Although I've been here for 3 weeks, I didn't know my cousin's address. I didn't memorize it. I didn't think about it. She drove us wherever we need to go. We got one place and we got there. And then I didn't know Norfolk that well, so she took me a different route. I had no idea where I was. I was completely lost. And that was one of my lessons in life, because you ever heard of that, no sense of direction? I had no sense of directions. So for me to move with my cousin and not memorize her address and then not know how to get back to her, it was devastating. So I told the man I don't know how to get, all I could do is describe things. So I tried to describe things to him. And he started driving to wherever he thought I was talking about. And it looked familiar, but it wasn't the place. I could not find her. She would not answer the phone. So he said, "Where you from?" I said, "I'm from New Jersey, from North." He said, "Wow, I'm from Trenton, New Jersey." He said, "Wow, it's a coincidence." And I said, "Yeah, it is." He said, "Well, look, I tell you what, because it's really late and I got to get up early in the morning. Tell me what's going on. What's your living situation?" I said, "I have no living situation. I have no money. I just got a job. And I know no one in Virginia but my cousin, and she put me out." He says, "Well, I own houses." Tell me, I believe in God. He said, "I don't own the best houses, but I fix them up and I rent them out. Duplex available now. And I could take you to it. It has no lights and water. It's going to be $325 a month. 2 months deposit. Tell you what, I never do this, but I'm going to do this for you. Don't worry about the deposit. You never have to pay me that. Don't worry about the rent for 3 months." He said, "I will get the water on and the lights on the next day. It'll be the middle of the day, but they will come on." To Renter Center and get you some furniture. He took me to the apartment, but it was so dark and spooky. I was scared, but I had no choice. I had nowhere to go. And he said, "I hope you'll be all right on the floor tonight." I said, "I'm going to be better than all right." And it was wooden floors, y'all. I put my clothes on the floor and we just slept. Me and my daughters, we slept on in the dark in this empty place. I didn't even know what it looked like. And I locked the door and he was gone. The next morning I woke up. The water people were out there turning on the water. The light people came right behind it. And then the duplex I lived in lived on a corner. Somebody drew a big smiley face, like never forget that smiley face. Every time I had to go catch the bus or go to work, I always turned to look at that smile and I said, wow, thank you, Lord, for smiling. I had a kitchen that was so huge. I never had a kitchen that huge. It was huge. I had 3 bedrooms. I had a large living room. I had a large back porch, front porch. Oh my God, the apartment was so beautiful. I loved the apartment. It was so nice. And then my neighbor came downstairs to introduce herself. Her name was Kitten. And she had 5 children, 3 daughters and 2 boys. And I was so happy to meet her. She told me that she doesn't work, but she'll watch my children if I work and put my daughter on a bus to go to school. So she did. Oh my goodness. I was so I was so delightful. I was so joyful. I was so happy. Me and Kim became really, really good friends. So now, that was pretty good. I didn't do too bad. But now it's starting to get a little hot. So yeah. That looks good. I stayed there for almost a year. The bank called me and told me that they had a job for me, but I found out in Virginia that pay scale was totally different from New Jersey. I was being paid $13 an hour in New Jersey for head bank teller. I got to Virginia, they were saying $6. I think it was like $6.25. Are you kidding me to work in a bank? Kim got a new boyfriend. Now the man is over here with the blower. And he's blowing all this dust on my car. He's driving me crazy. He's so funny. I didn't vibe with him. I just felt weird. I told her that if her boyfriend's gonna be at her house during the daytime when I go to work, I'm gonna find someone else to watch my children. And she said, no, I only see him with really, really long curly hair. Beautiful black jet. My daughter's hair was cut off like into a short afro, curly afro. She told me that one of her daughters did it by mistake, so she just cut it and made it even. I was horrified, absolutely upset. I haven't had a fight since I was 16 years old at the time. I was about to fight her. I wanted to beat her down. But you know what? She was like, at the time, 3-4 times bigger than me. She would have murdered me. But you know when you're mad, you just can't control yourself when you're really, really upset. Still young. And I had a long way to go with spiritual growth. When I got angry, it was fighting time. I no longer wanted her watching my children. I found me a new babysitter because I had made friends while I was living there. An older woman. I goes to work one day and I come home. All my wires in my house had been cut. My cable wires, my phone wire, my furniture was gone. My living room set, this bed, my kitchen table, their dresser, their clothes. Basically, the only thing was left was the food in my refrigerator. I was completely cleaned out. So I called the landlord, told him what happened to me. I was so hurt. I called the furniture people and they told me that I was still going to have to pay for that furniture. Now in full, because now it's gone. I called the police, got a police report. I knocked on my friend's Kim's door, and ironically, she didn't answer. I knocked to the back, the front. I heard no noise. I said, wow, she must not have been home, dear. It never occurred to me any negative thoughts. She wasn't home because these are really good. You could taste that chili flavor and that caramel together is really good. And that's why somebody broke in my house, because Kim wasn't home. She was my next door neighbor. We live in the same building like a duplex. I lived on the left and she lived on the right. The next day, my landlord brought me a mattress. I just appreciated that. I finally saw Kim coming out the house with her boyfriend. She seemed so happy and looked like they were going somewhere. And she said that her boyfriend just got a new car. It was kind of a old beat up car. And she said they bought it today. Just, wow, that's great. I said, Kim, my apartment's broken into. Everything was taken, everything. My food, my children's clothes. And she was just like, oh wow, that's messed up. That's crazy, really? I said, yeah, Kim, I'm so hurt. I had nothing. You didn't see anything? She said, oh, I wasn't home. Oh my God. Mind you, we're not really friends anymore because she cut my daughter's hair. She didn't really talk to me much anymore either. A week went past. I still went to work and everything. And obviously Kim, she sometimes speaks and sometimes she didn't. She really had nothing to say to me. And then one day, I went to go knock on her door. And she was home. And I told her I just need to use her phone. So my phone is not working right now. She said, okay, come on in. The kitchen. Walking through the living room. And she had like a dining room before the kitchen. And I said, it's big. Beautiful. It's a mirror. It's gold with 3 mirrors inside. Kind of touch each other a little bit. Like it's like oval. Like this. 3 mirrors. And it's got gold leaves around it. Huge. I said, oh my God. That's my mirror. No, it's not. Kim, this is my mirror. No, it's not. It's not your mirror. You're not the only one in Norfolk with a mirror like that. Kim, I've been in your house. Never had this mirror. I've never seen this mirror in your house. Got it when you started working. You didn't come in my house. I brought your children to you. I said, Kim, get out of my house. Get out. I went rushing back to my apartment. Just walking back and forth. I was so mad. I was so mad. I said, you know what? I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. But then, when I went to go outside to go to another neighbor house to call the police, I see her waiting at the bus stop for her children. I said, behind my apartment, everything being stolen. She stole my mirror. She hurt me as a friend. She deserved to go to jail. But then, I had to think, and at that moment, I learned one of my greatest life lessons. That I realized that compassion and your values that matter to you mean more than materialistic things. Because she's a mother and I didn't want her to be taken away from her children, I didn't call the police. I took the loss. I never spoke to her again. I never had anything else to do with her. I was able to move. And my next place that I lived was absolutely beautiful. I loved it. I moved to Chesapeake, Virginia. And basically that's where I raised my kids. We had a beautiful neighborhood. A really, really nice house. I even built me a garden. I learned to jog. I took my children, I taught them how to ride a bike. I bought rollerblades. And yes, I taught them how to rollerblade after I hurt myself a few hundred times first. To speed the story way up to the end of this story, I was a florist 11 years later. A florist on Airline Boulevard in Chesapeake. One day I was helping a customer and I was arranging flowers. A little girl walked in. Cute little chubby girl. Walked in. She said, "Hi, my mommy's outside. She want to talk to you." I said, "Oh, tell your mommy to come inside. I'm a little busy today. Or she can just call me and I'll take her order over the phone." And she said, "My mommy said, tell you her name is Kim." What's her name? Kim. Kim? Yes, ma'am. Tell your mother I'll be out there in a minute. Side. And I see her. She's standing here with 3 little girls. All big now. No more babies. It was so cute. I haven't seen them in 11 years. And now my daughter was basically about 12. Going on 13. My youngest one. She said, I have something I want to show you. I want to give it to you. But before I show it to you, I have nowhere to live. I have no food. I have nothing to drink for the kids. Can you please help me? I said, okay. Don't you come inside my florist? I have a refrigerator in the back. And fix you and the kids something to eat. You can go. She said, well, let me show you what I have for you. She opens up the van. I think I had enough of these nuts, you guys. I didn't eat the whole bag. But probably for the days out, I will. I goes over to the van. She opens up the van. And guess what was in it? My mirror. She said, I'm sorry. I have nowhere to put it. She said, it's not like I want you to pay me for it, but I just want to give it back to you. Guys, to take the mirror in the back of the florist. I was humble, but at that moment, I felt really sad for her, you know, that it took her all these years to bring me back my mirror, or to even admit that she was sorry or wrong. And I would not have wished that on anyone, that it would take those circumstances for them things to happen to her, for her to apologize to me. and admit her wrong. Because you know how they say the truth will set you free? Instead of making her feel bad or going off, I felt pleased that I felt like God brought my mirror back to me. Because I truly loved that mirror. And it was the mirror was a symbol of that I know that I was done wrong, but I'm spiritually to make better choices and not to want to fight because someone done me wrong, but to be able to walk away and learn from what just happened. My values. And I know that I love being a mother, so I was looking out for her children as well when I didn't call the police. But yes, they ate, they drink. Oh my goodness, they were so hungry. And then she asked me, could she take extra for her sons? Because they're not going to have anything when she, return. And I said, yeah, better than that. It's the end of the day. I cleaned out my register. That day was one of my best days that I had been praying for to succeed with making a certain amount in a day and as a retail florist. I did really well that day. I was really excited. I got a wedding. I did a couple of funerals. People were coming in over and over again. I got plenty of orders over the phone. It stayed so busy. The drivers were telling me they got great tips and everything. So that day was so wonderful. And I went to the drawer and instantly I was just going to give her $10 and wish her well. But everything that I had in that drawer, I took out. I put it in a little plastic bag plus the change. And gave it all to her. And I told her I truly wish her. She cried. The best. And it was, I don't want to cry, you guys. So I'm not going to cry. Not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Not going to cry. Oh my God. I bet not drop a tear. Do not drop a tear. Spirit, can you tell the story? Do not shed a tear, please. You got your makeup on, girl. You got your makeup on. If you shed a tear, you're going to have a big teardrop on your face and 2 streaks running down your cheek. Such a passionate cry. And I just wished her well. She left. I never seen her again after that. Not ever. Not ever, never, ever in life. I don't even know where she's at right now. But I hope that she's well. I hope that her children are wonderful and that, prosperity has come into her life and that she's humble and that she has spiritual growth. I just hope that she's being loved and that she's giving love. Guys, that's the end of my story. Next one, I don't know what's going to inspire me next. Tell you another story at the duplex. And I didn't tell you the guy's name. His name was Mr. Johnson. Mike Johnson from Trenton, New Jersey. I never seen him again. But because of him, he was a part of my life. He was a big part. Everything happens for a reason. The good and the bad make you who you are, grow into who you are. It shapes your life, I'm so grateful and so humble and so delightful that I met Mr. Johnson. Live well, laugh a lot, and love much. Okay, so that's the theme for the day, y'all. Enjoy y'all day. All of my spiritualites have the best day ever.